I woke up this morning, tied my boots up, cause I knew it was gonna be a long day. Tied my truck up, grabbed my coffee, kissed my baby, got on my way.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This week we're going to start step number 5, which is to evaluate the solution. You guys have come up with some fantastic ideas so far. And all the way from step 1 where we define the problem through last week where you actually get to build your prototype. Now we have to evaluate it. We've got to get some input from other people to see if it's truly meeting the needs that we had when we set up our problem definition in step 1. So if we'll scroll down here, just like always, go to the design challenge. And then scroll up. I've got step 5 ready to go. Hey guys, just one more week of school after this week. So basically 2 weeks of school. It's going quick. So we're going to open up design step number 5, which is called evaluate the solution. And when we get to evaluate the solution, you can kind of see we're going to get some test results for some people. We're going to kind of do a little survey this week. So you're going to open up this design challenge step 5 PDF, and I've already got that opened here. Now, back in week 1, we had you define the problem. We kind of explained the situation, and then everybody kind of defined the problem. Before we can do an evaluation, we kind of need to all get on the same definition. So I've included one here in red, okay, that will all kind of revolve around. And that definition is we need to create a shield that protects others from our respiratory droplets. The shield must cover our mouth and nose. It must be comfortable, and it needs to be easily reproducible. That's what we're just going to call it. If you had a different one, that's perfectly fine. But again, for what we're about to do, we got to kind of know that we're meeting something standard as we go through it together. So this is where you guys are going to start evaluating some people in your house. Share your mask with other people. They don't have to put it on if they want to. That's great. But you're going to ask them some questions, okay? And really, you only need to ask 2 people in your house. If you only have access to 1 person in your house, that's fine. Ask them. I'm not going to get really picky about this. But you just need to talk to 2 different people in your house about your mask. Show it to them. Tell them about what your goal was when you were designing it. Just kind of explain to them what you've been doing if they haven't been kind of seeing all along. Now, I've included the first, you're going to take a survey, I should say. You're going to take a survey. I've got 4 questions up here real quick. And I've already written 1. So you've got 3 questions to ask people. And so you'll have to write those questions, just kind of come up with them. My first one is how comfortable is the mask on your face? Now again, they don't have to put it all the way on. Maybe you didn't design it for their size face. Maybe you designed it for a smaller child. But they could put it up to their face. They can kind of get an idea of how it would fit. Put the person's name. I just need a first name. And then what did they tell you? Yes, no, was it a good fit? Was it a little loose on one side? Whatever you can get in this comment section, that would be great. And then ask the second person and here as well. You can see I didn't leave you a whole lot of room. You don't need to write a whole lot. Just get some information at this point. Then you're going to write your second question, which you'll write in here, and ask the person that question. Same thing with the other 3 blanks that we have here. Make sure that you get these questions answered. Then once you do that, you're going to go to step number 2, okay? It says, based on your survey results, based on what the people tell you, what would you think needs to be improved on your mask? Okay, this is how we evaluate it. So if you have a person who tells you some things that could be better, don't be offended by it. Remember, we're in the testing phase, and that's just a prototype. So you would write down here, my person says that it's not very comfortable because the strap covers their ear, and after a while their ear would hurt. Okay, that's a constructive suggestion. So then what you're going to do is you're going to write that, and then you're going to write after that what you would do to fix it, okay? So you're going to kind of evaluate the product and come up with a quick change of what would happen, all right? That's what you're doing this week with this activity. Takes a little research. You got to get some questions. You got to ask them, and then you got to come down here and be honest. Get constructive criticism, and be honest with their steps. You notice I even underline that. It's critical to be honest. If you're not honest at this step, when you take the product to market, nobody's going to want to buy it, right? So this is where you got to be critically nice to yourself. Anyway, we're going to highlight all that information, and this is what you're going to send back, okay? Next week is the last week, and let me tell you something, it's going to be a blast. I think you're really going to like next week's step. So there you go. Have a great time with this. I'm looking forward to seeing what your survey results are. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
I woke up this morning, tied my boots up, cause I knew it was gonna be a long